Welcome back. Today, we're replacing the shoes on the snowblower. First things first, we gotta get the ice out of these corners so I can get to the bolts. There we go. Wow, there's so much room to work on this. You can see this great. If not, I'll just cut it out. That should be okay. Well, we'll just check this one. Oh. Well. I don't know if you can see it. But, Ooga ooga dooga 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 dooga. Okay, well that one's off. Let's just get that other one back there off. That one bad. Shoot, I was expecting them to be a lot more difficult to come off. Let's not lose the hardware in case we need them. And the reason for replacing it is pretty obvious right there. This front bit is almost down to nothing, and this back bit is pretty close to stock. Not quite, but we were definitely leaning it forward way too much. So with the next set, we need to make sure that we are as level as possible. I know it's hard when you're dealing with uneven ground and, you know, gravel and things, but still, we can still set up the machine to be as flat as possible. It's at its highest setting to keep this edge as high up as possible. I think I'm just going to set it that way as well, because we are on the gravel. I don't want to be right down close to it to try and mitigate how many rocks we pick up, because I mean, the last snowstorm we had was just slush. So all the little rocks, the big rocks, you pick up a lot of stuff and it just turns into a mess. Well, let's get the other side off real quick and then come back, maybe get a wire brush or a scraper and clean that up before we put the new one on. And then we're off to the races, because we are snowing right now. I don't know if you can see it, but snowstorm number 2. First one was like good 8 inches. Couldn't find my magnet to mount the GoPro on the plow, so I didn't get a video out of that. Plus I was plowing at night, so you really couldn't see anything. Was I plowing at night? Or was I doing that during the... No, it was during the day. Sure, something like that. I don't know. You really couldn't see much. Then we got 4 inches plus like a couple in a rain, 1.5 inches, 2 inches of rain on top of that. So plowing like 2 or 3 inches of slush. There we go. Holy shoot. Wow. This side is even worse. Well, as you can see, this side is really well worn down, and we've actually split the entire edge. So probably should have replaced these last year, but definitely we are, I guess, backloading it. I don't know, technically you're going backwards, but you're going forwards for the snowblower, I guess. So we're loading the front edge way too much. We need to rock that back a bit, make sure we're as level as possible so we're not wearing it out sooner. This hole would wear out at the same rate, so we would be, I mean, not wasting it. We got a whole bunch of years out of this, but there's extra material here that isn't going to get worn away, especially considering this is where it started. I highly doubt, unless you're doing something crazy, you're going to wear out this front edge, but that's so you don't dig in, so you ride up on the road surface and whatnot. I'm also going to hopefully have some new bolts and washers and nuts for these, because I don't want to reuse them. They're rusty and they don't come with bolts. Alright, so I have new washers and nuts, but I do not have any new bolts. So we'll have to just run the old bolts. But that should be fine. Put it up there. Probably won't hurt to put locking nuts on this because they were so loose. But at the same time, they hadn't fallen off, so yeah, it'll be fine. That's fine. We're gonna move the tractor into the shop yard for a flat spot so we can see how it's sitting. See if I want to raise it up, or raise it down, I guess. Go down one, or if I just want to leave it where it's at the highest setting. Again, we don't want to snow blow all of the rocks, because we start doing that, they catch in this, they'll catch in here, and you get stuck, and it'll snap one of the shear bolts, which that's what they're there for, but you don't have to change them out every 2 times you snow blow. Alright, so it's kind of hard to tell because we have snow on the ground, but look, that is essentially bare ground. So we got a bit of space, but thing to keep in mind is the road has a bit of a crown in it for the most part. It's not smooth, and this is 7 feet wide. So if that side's lower than this side and we're digging up the ground, we're just shooting gravel. So I think this is good. As they wear, we get closer, but I don't think we get close enough to be concerning. There's enough of a gap even if we're pretty much at the bottom. The only other thing to see is we're pretty even across that whole skid, so I don't need to adjust the top part on the 3-point hedge. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, check out this video right here. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you in the next one.